Georgi Karakhanyan had his world title shot set up this spring, and then training with Frankie Edgar, helping him out, helping him prep for his fight with Uriah Faber. Tore his ACL. He continued to go with it for 7 more rounds with a torn ACL. He ended up losing 2 or 3 months. His title shot went to that man, Daniel Weichel, and you've seen the highlights so many times. How close, how many inches and seconds away Daniel Weichel was from the world title.
Yeah, sparring with Frankie Edgar for 7 rounds, period, is hard. With a knee injury, Karakhanyan kept going. That's why he gets his nickname Insane.
Tail of the Tape brought to you by Dave & Buster's, the only place to eat, drink, play, and watch sports.
We talk about the young bucks. These are not young bucks. Very, very experienced fighters.
This has Fight of the Night written all over it. We head to Michael C. Williams.
Bellator MMA presented by Miller Lite now features featherweights inside the cage, set for 3 5-minute rounds, and brought to you by Blackheart Premium Spiced Rum, Bold 93 proof rum that's edgy to the core, the official rum of Bellator MMA. And now, first introducing the blue corner, at 5'8", weighing in 146 pounds, the veteran professional brings 24 victories with 4 losses and 1 draw. Originally from Moscow, Russia, now out of Riverside, California, Georgi Insane Karakhanyan. And across the cage, his adversary fighting out of the red corner. At 5'10", weighing in 144.8 pounds, the recent Bellator World Title challenger brings a veteran professional record with 35 victories, 9 defeats. He fights out of Frankfurt, Germany, introducing Daniel Weichel. In charge of the action, your referee, Ed Carantes.
Both men consider this a title fight before the title fight. Daniel Weichel says, I will set this place on fire with my performance.
Are you ready? Fight!
Fight Clock brought to you by Miller Lite, the original Pilsner. Cheers, it's Miller time.
Big question mark coming into this fight is Georgi Karakhanyan's knee. How much confidence did he have in it? That was major surgery, serious rehab.
I've seen a lot of athletes in the NBA think they're ready, but you just don't have the confidence to do the things you used to do.
In the NBA, you just don't score a lot of points. Here are the consequences, severe.
Who brought up your guy, Kobe? Oh, you were speaking in general.
Take the knife out of my back before you continue doing your commentary. Friggin' Celtic. I'm not speaking to you the rest of the night. Just talking about the fights.
I'm waiting to see how long you'll go with it.
Speaking of legends like Kobe, Karakhanyan doing very well on the inside, keeping his range, shooting from the outside.
Daniel Weichel has that, there's a German mentality to him where he stays cool. You know, a lot of guys would have been destroyed by that loss because he came so close. And obviously he was down after the fight and it affected him. But he just seemed, because he's had so many fights, been a professional so long.
And look at the way he framed it when he talks about it. I got too emotional. I lost my cool, and it cost me.
That will not cost a point yet, but it will cost Georgi Karakhanyan a few minutes to himself.
Okay, you okay?
It was just when Weichel was finding his range with his hands. Look at his left kick. Caught the bottom of the cup.
All right, ready to go? Are you sure? You got a little time.
Karakhanyan's doing well with the kicks, but it's Weichel doing well on the inside with the punches. He throws nice combinations, and he has deceptive power. I think that's what Patricio Pitbull wasn't prepared for, was the punching power of Daniel Weichel.
5-minute rounds. If the rounds had been 5 minutes and 5 seconds, Daniel Weichel would have been the world champion.
Nice right hand, sneaky.
Daniel Strauss tweeting out earlier today how much he was looking forward to tonight. Once again, the featherweight world champion. Just wonder when he will be able to fight. Just a devastating break. I will never, for the life of me, ever fathom how he could get through 5 rounds of a championship fight, a war that was with that injury.
And throwing it with confidence. He was not throwing pitter-pat punches, wasn't staying behind the jab. He was slinging that left hand.
There is the featherweight world champion right on cue.
It should be come get it, fellas. They want the belt he has.
That's right. A long road for both of these fighters. 44 professional fights for Daniel Weichel. Georgi Karakhanyan, this is his second stint. He reached the Bellator stage maybe before he was ready. Suffered a couple of losses. Went down, won the World Series of Fighting featherweight title. Made it back here and had that very impressive win over Bubba Jenkins when he had to tell the referee that he had choked him out of the guillotine.
Is yet to find a way to deal with the boxing, the tight combinations of Daniel Weichel.
2 weeks from tonight, Friday night lights out. PBC on Spike invades Las Vegas. Lightweight title showdown, title eliminator, and some of the top prospects. Floyd Mayweather's top prospects. 3-hour year-end special event. Premier Boxing Champions. That's 2 weeks from tonight. Friday the 18th at 9, live on Spike.
These fighters are very well-rounded. If there's something they don't have, they kind of lack. Neither guy is a standout wrestler. So they have great jiu-jitsu, but not a fantastic takedown. So the guy who's losing the striking battle right now, Karakhanyan, doesn't have a great option with the takedown.
They're both brilliant at checkmate, but sometimes check comes difficult.
Yeah, exactly. You shoot in on either one of these guys and make a mistake, they'll make you pay, but neither guy a fantastic, Division I wrestler.
35 professional submission wins between these two. 35. Daniel Weichel, Dennis Siever. You think of German MMA, and the list is not very long. No. Daniel Weichel could be that guy.
Nice change up with the kick. Went low with the sweep kick. Georgi has yet to find a consistent answer with his kickboxing.
Both have lost to Patricio Pitbull. Both would love to get another shot, but Daniel Strauss is going to be foremost in the mind of the winner.
As Karakhanyan trying to change up the look, making it more of a tie stance. Don't think you're going to get Daniel Weichel to bait him into a brawl and make a mistake. It's not going to happen.
Karakhanyan trying to give him a different look. Another big crowd in San Jose and another big fight. Should give us a #1 contender in the featherweight division. Close round one. How'd you see it, Jimmy?
I saw it for Daniel Weichel through the sharper combinations. Like I said, Georgi Karakhanyan really hasn't solved the riddle on the feet yet. He's changing it up, he's trying different things. It's like he can't get Weichel to overcommit.
Weichel was ready for that jump knee. Weichel's corner, they wanted the angle more, not be as stationary.
Yeah, he is standing in front of Karakhanyan a lot.
Daniel Weichel a lot about balance. He has become an avid surfer. His new avocations. He talked about balance that requires. Very similar, because if you end up on the ground, there could be a shark looking to finish you.
Very true. A lot of the Gracies are fantastic surfers. It's not big in Frankfurt, Germany, but oh, nice right hand.
These are best shots in a fight. Georgi shakes it off, which is usually an indication that a couple got through.
Daniel Weichel stunned Pitbull, but generally hasn't been a knockout striker.
Conditioning not going to be an issue with these two world-class fighters. Georgi Karakhanyan playing soccer in Russia from the time he was 6 or 7 years old. They would train out in the snow, in the cold for hours.
Look at that kick, just taking the balance away from Karakhanyan. But Weichel, what impresses me is look at the technique. Hands up, chin down, never neglecting his defense. Everything's coming straight from the chin.
Is Karakhanyan trying to get Weichel to act emotionally?
Yes.
Is that him acting emotionally?
Yeah. A little bit, but that's his fighting style. It's not out of character for him. He's trying to get Daniel Weichel to fight out of character, and so far it hasn't worked.
Karakhanyan not a believer in the chin of Daniel Weichel, but he has yet to really test it.
Nice right hand. Both these guys have been knocked out by Patricio Pitbull. That doesn't mean you got a bad chin. It means Patricio Pitbull hits like a freight train.
You've held pads for him.
It hurts your hands. Unbelievably powerful. He's no fun on the ground either.
Patricio Pitbull is here tonight. As his older brother Patricky loses split decision to Derek Anderson, which could scramble things a little bit at lightweight.
This is where that knee surgery comes into play as well. It's been a long time since he's fought. Might be a little bit of ring rust. Just Daniel Weichel seems a little sharper, a little fresher. His timing's a little better. He might have to live up to the nickname Insane and go for something a little crazy to change the tenor, the tempo of this fight.
Oftentimes, I've seen it many, many, many times. The after effect of a torn ACL isn't physical, it's mental.
You don't trust it, you don't believe in it. You gotta have faith in everything to be successful out there.
And we're only about 9 months removed from it. Oftentimes they'll tell you it takes a good year to recover from a torn ACL. Or a bad year if you're the one who has to rehab.
Remember, if the injury was 9 months ago, that means three of those last months were in camp preparing for a fight. He was not resting on the thing.
He kept going. He didn't want to give up the title fight, obviously, so held out as long as he could. Talk about fighter stock going up. His win over Bubba Jenkins looks so much better now.
Yep. But Bubba Jenkins took that physical risk with the takedown that Daniel Weichel will never take. Look at that, ice cold, hands up. Oh, another nice right hand.
Right.
Man, look at that front kick. He's getting braver though. He's walking into more punches from Karakhanyan. Success is a double-edged sword. You start landing good punches, that's what happened against Pitbull, and he got a little emotional. Did he learn from that experience?
When you see the veterans, Jimmy, you see no wasted movement. Yeah. It really stands out.
He's finding a home for that right hand over the top. No mistake, Sean.
Spinning back fist and a jump knee miss. Georgi Karakhanyan still has not figured out the riddle. I think it's safe to say we always enjoy our trips to San Jose. Lindsay and Dasha joining us tonight. Georgi Karakhanyan and Daniel Weichel joining us for round number 3. And you can see the brain of Georgi Karakhanyan trying to figure it out, but 10 minutes in, he hasn't.
He has not. He's down 2-0 on my scorecard, both 10-9s. Weichel at the end of the second round, finding a home for that right hand.
Numbers backing that up. That's even more dramatic than I would have thought.
A wipeout. The reason you wouldn't have thought is a lot of them aren't power punches. They're not, you know, knocking his head back kind of shots. They're nice, straight, clean punches. The right hands at the end of the second round were the first ones he was really turning over and doing damage.
That one got through a little bit. Georgi Karakhanyan would feel great about things if they were on the ground, but he can't get it there.
It really makes you wonder, looking at this performance, tactically speaking, what could have been if he hadn't gone after Pitbull, because he could have, you know, done this kind of game. And really, you know, I think taking the featherweight title,
especially, sorry, Jimmy, knowing what we know now about how Daniel Strauss fought.
Yeah, exactly. Because in this fight, even when he hurts Karakhanyan, he resets, goes back to work, doesn't get too excited. Learned a lot from that fight.
It's almost as if Georgi Karakhanyan has been waiting for and expecting Daniel Weichel to make the same mistake twice.
And he hasn't. Got a little brave at the end of the second round. But Karakhanyan, typically not the puncher Patricio Pitbull is.
Who is?
At 145, nobody. Strauss, we saw, you know, an excellent striker, but no one has that one-shot power of Patricio Pitbull. And their 55ers can't trade with him.
Daniel Weichel's piling up the points here.
Yep.
We're going to be moving pretty quickly into desperation territory for Georgi Karakhanyan.
This is, you know, in combat sports lingo, this is kind of that almost really tight amateur boxer, piling up points, knows that he's ahead, but relying on his technique, his ability to keep his hands up and not eat any big ones in return. That's the kind of performance he's having.
Okay?
It's not a wing and brawn looking for the knockout kind of fight. Piling up points, best way to put it.
Keep this in mind as it plays out. Patricio Pitbull and Georgi Karakhanyan are not the best of buddies. There will be no Christmas cards between those two, should this put them on a collision course.
You got to think about it, as the winner or the loser, it doesn't get easier.
Not in this division.
It's Dark Tank.
And for two veterans like this, you're looking back and all of a sudden seeing all the young guns piling in and waiting, knocking on the door, scratching and clawing to get these spots in prime time.
You almost think more what a loss costs you than what a win gets you.
You can almost hear after the fight Georgi Karakhanyan saying, I wasn't really hurt. He never really hurt me as this is playing out. But it has been a technical wipeout. The concern in Weichel's corner was to not let your guard down when Georgi goes unorthodox.
Yeah, which he's doing right now. Doing a little pancrase, a little slap boxing.
Where you at, boss?
I don't see any liver kicks yet. Boss could put you in the hospital with one of those. Weichel just never opening up that guard.
This was some methodical Daniel Weichel performance here. He's had nearly 6 months to live with that heartbreaking defeat. World title shot that slipped from his grasp. He may be 42 seconds away from earning another one.
You can see him setting up that kick with the movement. Weichel saw him load it and was nowhere near it.
Georgi looking for the huge comeback win. He needs something big late.
Keeps shaking his head, but you don't see necessarily the urgency of, I'm behind, I need a finish, because he does, 10 seconds left.
Daniel Weichel, rising from the ashes of a heartbreaking defeat in June to Patricio Pitbull, puts on a clinic.
Couldn't have boxed much better, tight, didn't allow any counter punches. Beautiful job by Daniel Weichel.
And has he earned himself one more chance at the world title? We'll find out.